Good morning, everybody. I'm Colette the Highway Stitcher. It's January 25th, 2024, and I'm here to talk about a lot today. And that's the reason why I'm trying to get on today. My husband and I are heading to the River House tomorrow for a few days. So I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get back to you. So that's why there's several things I need to take care of. Some business and also some fun showing of things and FO and fun plans for next month. So anyway, first of all, I'm going to start with the giveaway. So as you know, a couple weeks ago, I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe, I mentioned that I was giving this away, and so I got quite a few of takers who would love to have this Rocky Mountain Quaker pattern. I have 62 down here. So as you can see, well, the stupid phone makes it to where you can't see all that good. But there are a lot of people down there. Scrolling down, lots of people. There's like 62 people. So I'm excited to see who gets this. So we are going to do the random comment picker. Guy, trying to show something off this phone is real wonderful. It just doesn't do well with the tablet, I guess. So, and it's any way I put it, it doesn't do well. So just believe me, this is a random comment picker. So anyway, I've got doing a number between 1 and 62. So here we go. 16. Again, I'd show you, but could you see it? Maybe. I don't know, it's not cooperating. Anyway, it is 16, believe me. So we're going to go to 16 here and see who that is. 16 is Amy S. Wyhart, 7283. So I've got Amy S. Wyhart, AMYSWIHART 7283. You are the winner of the Rocky Mountain Quaker. So you can kind of see there, number 16, Amy. So I assume that's your first name. So I'm going to say, Amy, please contact me. I have my email on my drop-down box. Also, you can just comment on the original post, or you can comment here on my new floss tube and let me know that you realize that you got this so that I can send it to you. If you do tell me right away, I won't be able to send it until next week because I'm going to be out of state. But I'll send it next week as soon as I can. So anyway, congratulations to Amy, and you are the winner of Rocky Mountain Quaker. Okay, so on to the next. And there are more giveaways because I realized today, and this was not planned, but I just happened to look because I thought, I think I'm pretty close to my 4-year Flosstubeversary. And I looked, and actually 4 years ago on this date is when I did my first floss tube. So I am excited. I went and grabbed, before I decided to do this video, I went and grabbed 4 patterns that I would like to give away because of my 4 years here. So all you guys, my goodness, catching on to my sweater here, the paper. Anyway, I want to give you guys an opportunity for 4 patterns. First one is going to be one I already did and is indicative of my feelings on my floss tube, and one I'm sure you'll probably know what this is when I pull it up, but I'm going to give away Look for the Beauty. So by Bent Creek. So this does, even though I use this, it has all, the pattern in it, everything is still in good shape. So, it's not brand new, but it's there for you to do, to stitch. And I love this. This was a fun pattern to stitch. So if anybody wants this pattern, use the word beauty in your comments, beauty. Okay, the second one is a Gold Collection, Dimensions Gold Collection Kit. I happen to have a second one of this, so that's why I'm giving it away. This is Cozy Cove by Gold Collection. And this is just a gorgeous picture of the ocean and kind of a quaint seaside village. So those of you who love kits and especially love gold conventions, gold dimension kits. I'm sure you'll be excited about trying for this one. So for this one, use the word cozy. Cozy. Okay, the third one is a Plum Street. This is also one that I ended up inadvertently with two. And I was going to use it for a giveaway, but then I thought, you know, I forgot about it actually. I had it in my giveaway box and forgot about it till now. So I think this is a really, really pretty one. And so for those of you who love Plum Street who don't have this, it's 1,000 hills. I love all those cows and sheep and that cute tree. And I mean, this is just the cutest darn pattern. So probably that's the reason why I picked it up a second time. Anyway, if you're interested in this one, use the word hills. Hills. And then the fourth one, even though it's just after Christmas, I thought this one was cute. And I was given this, but I'm not going to end up stitching it, I know, because I just have so many kits I want to stitch. So anyway, this one can be used for you guys, whoever are interested in the Stitcher's Days of Christmas. And you can start stitching on it now. It's like a banner, a long banner. This is by Sue Hillis Designs, and it tells all the fun things about the 12 days of Christmas in regards to like stitchers. So for example, it's got like, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me like 2 sewing birds, 3 stitching frames, 4 hours of freedom to stitch, all that kind of cute stuff. So anyway, and this one is also a kit, like the dimensions with all of the floss, fabric, everything else. So if you're interested in starting out your Christmas early, put 12th. Well, I'll just say 12. Let's say, just put 12 for the 12 days of Christmas. So, okay, so that's what we're doing for my four-year Flosstubeversary. Anyway, I'm going to give you quite a while on this because of some of my plans later on my video. So don't worry about, you know, don't feel like I'm going to be coming back right away to pick the winners, because it will be at least a couple weeks, maybe longer, probably, due to the fact I'm going to be out of town in the middle of February. So I may not be back until like the end of February around this time, or a little bit earlier. So you have time to think about it and do it and pick what you want. So. Okay, it was so funny this time. I kept thinking I had all of my pieces here to show you, all my whips and everything. And I kept looking at my book of days, which is where I checked, you know, to see where I put everything down. For some reason, I wasn't reading it right. I was looking at it and then going, oh, yeah, here's everything. And then I go back and look at it again and go, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot this. So I have my outline. So let's see how this works, because my outline is probably in no order at all. So I'll be picking up these things and going, I think this might be this fabric, or I think it might be this floss. So please excuse me for that. I guess that's what you get for having your 4-year anniversary, is craziness when you're making that floss tube. I don't know. Anyway, the one thing that I know for sure, and it's at the top of the pile, is I have my first finish of 2024. I had been working on this. My last floss tube, I showed it. This is My Big Toe Designs. I will cross that stitch when I get there. Cute pattern. I finished this last Monday evening. I've been working on this with my, I have a group that meets at night, a stitching group. We meet once a week on Monday evenings and just talk, you know, like a Zoom group online from all over the United States. Anyway, I decided to work on this piece because our leader for our group kind of, what's the word, she encouraged us. She said, why don't you pick a pattern and use Vicki Clayton silks for that pattern. Now I have Vicki Clayton silks and I really like them a lot. I'm using actually one set for a sampler. But when I thought of what she said, I thought, you know, I need to just pick up a piece, you know, and work on it with some Vicki Clayton silks, get it done, and say, hey, look how beautiful this is. So that's what I did. I picked up that pattern. I used this Vicki Clayton silks, which is called Rubbed Brightest Blue, which you can see it's like a bright blue silk. I used one strand on 32 count on Be Stitched Me Forget Me Not fabric. So it's kind of a light blue, and of course I've got some background picture going in through this, but you can still tell. That is just a beautiful, beautiful. This is just one strand of floss over one fabric thread, so just 1 over 1, and it just turned out so pretty. So I just love it. So what am I doing? That was really smart. Okay, here you can see it where it says the words right. Like I said, this is kind of like a fast put together too. And I'm sure you're yelling out there going, Colette, it's upside down. Now it's not upside down. Anyway, I will cross that stitch when I get there. So here she is. So that's my first finish of 2024. Upside down, right side up. You are seeing it. No. Okay. Now I'm going on to my whips. Let's see if I can hold them up the right way. So after I take a drink of water. Okay, on the top of the pile in no particular order, so let's hope I can look through and see what some of these fabrics are and stuff is. I'm doing a burst sampler for my niece's new baby. She's having another little girl. She had a little girl 2 years ago. Well, Zoe's almost 2. I think she's 2 next month. So she is now having another, and I don't think, this is not really close enough, I think. Here I'm showing it to you, but I don't think you can pull this off and do this pattern from just how much I'm showing it to you. This is an Etsy store called Hoop Modern Stitch. I thought it was a cute idea, and it's doable for me. I can get it done fast and get it to her. Of this pretty wreath, I'm picking whatever colors I want to do, and I'm going to put the name of her new baby and when it came, you know, as soon as she has it. So that's Hoop Modern Stitch. When I got excited about doing this, I just pulled out a fabric. I go, this is really pretty. And I realized now that I did not write down the name or anything else. I think the only thing I can tell you, it is definitely 28 count. I pulled it down from my larger counts of fabric because I don't normally use those anymore unless I'm doing 1 over 1. But for this baby, I wanted to do a fairly good sized piece for her because her other one is fairly decent size. So I didn't want them to be too far apart. And the other one I think was on 32 count. So that's sorry I can't tell you the exact fabric color. But I can tell you all the flosses if you are interested, in doing this. I'm kind of alternating between different overdyes, and I do have them on a ring in this project bag. So if you really are interested, feel free to contact me below, and I can give you the colors that I'm using. They're all like weeks sampler threads for the most part. And I just love how it's turning out. It's really turning out prettier than I thought it would be. It's going to be really cool. So I got quite a bit done on it, and I think I worked on it I think I only worked on it 1 day, and I got all this. So anyway, that is, doesn't have a name, but I guess I could call it a birth sampler wreath by Hoop Modern Stitch. Okay, that is the birth one I'm working on for my niece's baby. Okay, what's next coming up on the pile? Oh yes, I did do just probably about 150 stitches into this. I did this when I was doing a video chat with Sarah. This is the Frosted Pumpkin Castle Sal. This is not an updated picture of it. There's a lot more to it if you want to see more of what it's looking like, because actually next month they'll be doing the last mystery part of it and it will be done. Go to Sarah Stitch and Mommy's channel and you can see, because it's all done up here too and everything. I just did not print out a more updated picture. And what I worked on, the little bit I did work on, is down here. It is, I did some of those like lily pads Also this little part here and that little part there. So, and if you can see from the picture, that's working around little Nessie. That's like the Loch Ness monster. So I'm getting close to putting that little frog in with the crown. So, but just kind of working around it. So this is actually a fun piece to work on. It's just that I don't like to do cells when I get behind in them. So Sarah encouraged me. She says, why don't you just pick it up whenever we do chats or whatever, at least you'll get some progress in it. And I appreciate that. Thanks, Sarah, because this is helping. And I'm feeling more encouragement to work on it. So it will get done. I will get it done. So anyway, this is being stitched on a Be Stitched Me Frost in 32 count, 2/2, full cross with the colors that Frosted Pumpkin used. And they're mostly DMC. I believe there is one overdyed in it. And I'm using all the called for. I didn't pull this out of the Q-snaps, but that's, you're not going to be seeing too much more. I mean, you will. I had the dragon over here and stuff, but I just grabbed it because I forgot that I had done a few stitches on it. So excuse it being in the Q-snaps for now. So that is Frosted Pumpkin Castle Sal. Okay. My next piece I did quite a bit on. It was a Whipco choice, actually twice. Funny, when the Whipco numbers were called last month, and I believe they were 9 and 24. Don't quote me on that. I know what they are for this month because Jessie Marie just called them today, or yesterday, but I forget the ones last month. But anyway, they were the same for the same piece. So I thought this is pretty cool. So I decided to work as much as I could on Friendship Sampler, which is one of my sales for this year. This is a sale I'm doing with a good friend, Ruth Ann. She's a childhood friend. We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. And last year we did a sale together on a piece and finished it and gave it to each other. So this year we are doing another sale, and this is it by Little Dove Designs. I'm working mine on a 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, where it's printed on the front and not on the back. And this is what it looks like now. And I'm using the called for threads for it, which is just DMC, but it looks really pretty with that, I think. And the part that I worked on from last time is the house and the steps and filling it in. So yep, that's what I did. This is 2/2 full cross on Vintage Country Mocha with DMC. So it's coming along, actually. Pretty happy with this. I'm doing the tallest house, so I'm keeping up well. I didn't section this one like I do, a couple of my other cells, but even though I didn't, I know I'm doing well. So that was a great Whipco call. I was able to get a lot done on it because it was Whipco. And those of you who don't know what Whipco is it is a bingo board called Whipco, where you put works in progress, WIP, pieces onto onto a calendar board, and then Jessie Marie of the Flosstube Jessie Marie Does Stuff pulls 2 numbers each month, and then you work on those whips and try to get a lot of progress done on them. So that is what Whipco is, if you weren't aware of that. If this is your first time on my Flosstube. So, and if it is, thank you for joining me. Sometimes I do forget to say thank you, so I just get busy, run on to the whip, to the finished object and everything, but I do appreciate everybody who subscribed. Thank you so very much. Okay, my next piece was one of my plan pieces, and it got called last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it is one I'm focusing on a finish in full coverage phonetics. I have to do 1,300 and I believe 48 stitches a month to finish this at the end of the year. And I did well this time. And this is Maleficent. So, and I did very well. In fact, I'm going to open up my book of days and see what my percentage is. So, because I did put that down. I ended up doing a total of 1,395 stitches, so I went above my total I needed to do. And I'm now at 47.80%. And I know I started around 43 or so. So this one is just flying. And I should have realized it would fly. That's why I'm pulling it for a focus for a finish. And the reason being is now I am not diagonally stitching this anymore. I'm just pulling the color with the most amount of stitches, which of course, what do you guess it is? It's black. So I am stitching all the black in this first, and then I'm going to go back and work on, there's one of the blues, kind of turquoisey blues that's, the next one. And the area that was done, as you can see from my pictures that I put up ahead of time, is like all of this and this. So I did quite a bit. So I'm real happy with that. I have not had a lot of time to stitch. I've been working on lace as well as doing some other, what do you call them? Planning for our cruise in August, planning for my trip with my sister in the summer. And because my sister and I are getting together in a couple weeks, and so I've just been doing a lot of planning. So sometimes stitching hasn't totally taken a backseat, and never will totally take a backseat, but it hasn't. I haven't been stitching as many little squares, little X's, as I usually do. And if you need to know, this is 25 count, 1/1 full cross, and it's on gridded fabric. So that's Maleficent, and she is a heaven and earth design, and she's what's called a story keep, and that's probably all you need to know. Oh, Anya Kai is the actual artist for the piece. Heaven and earth are the designers of it, like putting it together. Okay, my next one is I got started. I kitted up on my husband's stocking. So excited about this. I kitted it up, and last week I put just 10 stitches into it. And then this last Sunday, I actually did my stitching on Monday. I switched things around a little bit. I normally stitch my stocking on Sunday, but I had to do a switch due to a visit with a friend. But I still got, let's see how many stitches I got into it. Not tons, but total, I got 230 and then added the 10 or so 240. So a little bit of a start. And this is the one that I was kitting up that I showed you how I kit my dimensions. And it is Santa's Flight. So just real pretty. I just love that with those houses down below his sled and everything else. So I started in the middle, which I usually do with my dimensions, because I want to make sure, I just get worried. I want to make sure I have enough fabric for it turning the little turn for the stocking itself and everything. So I don't usually start, at the top or whatever on this one. And since I started in the middle, I was starting on Santa's beard, which is funny. So we'll put this over here so you can kind of see. So if you look at it, even my husband Chris noticed it. You can tell it's like Santa kind of turning his head to the side, because that's his beard. Because I was working on his beard in the two shades. One was white and one was kind of a lightish cream. So you can kind of tell that Santa, his hat's there on the top, or starting, is his cap, and his beard, and a little bit of his mustache. So I thought that was cute. So that's what I accomplished for my Sunday stocking stitching for the first start on this Dimensions kit. And it's a 16 count, also kind of a light blue. Real stiff fabric right now, but by the time I'm halfway done, 3/4 done, it'll probably be just like the Enchanted Ornament stocking. It'll be real soft, feel really good. And of course it's with the floss threads also. and it's 1/1 8 a stitch, where I mean 2/1 8 a stitch full cross. So that's the stocking that got started. Okay, the rest of these, I think, well, one of them has quite a bit of stitches in it, but the others don't. I wasn't going to show these. Well, the one I'm going to show because it's got enough stitches in it to make a difference. The other two I was not, but because I pulled them out for a special little thing that I did on a couple days, and I'm continuing to do it, I just figured I'd mention about it. This one here, though, is not part of that little tiny, just a few stitches. This is Woman in a Field of Flowers. Oh my, when I was pulling out Maleficent, I did not show her to you fully finished. So I will do that now. This is how she looks, fully finished. Of course, you could kind of see from me being a little more than halfway or almost halfway what she looks like. But a lot of black down there at the bottom, as well as like some lavenders, purples. So anyway, now I'm on track. So now I'll show you the other one I worked on for my other plan days, which is for a full coverage Fanatics. It's a monthly challenge. It's a non-counting monthly challenge. So I don't have to worry about putting like certain amount of stitches into it. And that's easier for me to do something like that. So anyway, I'm going to take a look, try to find it here. I love this piece. So I put it in for Nicely New, which was the monthly challenge, because this was the newest full coverage pattern that I had started, which I started a month and a half, a couple months ago. I don't remember exactly, but it's my newest. So this is by Ida Rosa. It's that's the creator of this beautiful picture, and the Etsy seller is Stitches So Beautiful, SEO. I mean SEW, beautiful. So I will link her store below. She has some gorgeous patterns. So this one, I had a goal for each one of those monthly challenges for myself to get 1,000 stitches, but I didn't quite make the 1,000 stitches. But I did do one more whole diagonal as well as starting on another, because that's how I've been working on that one. So my total for it was 895 stitches. So you're not going to see a whole lot of difference from the last time I showed it, but a little. There's one whole section of diagonal that I worked on up, just a little strip. And then I started filling in those empty spots there. So the colors are really pretty on this. It's been a fun stitch. Enough confetti to keep it interesting and fun, but not so much that you just go, okay, I'm done with confetti. So, and this is like a cream, like even weave, and it's 25 count, and I'm doing 1/1 full cross. So that's Woman in a Field of Flowers for my challenge for the second weekend in January, because this is the FCF challenge I do the second weekend in February, while the Focus on the Finish, which was Maleficent, I was doing the third weekend. Okay, the next two were a funny thing that I just decided to do. So I have to explain it a little bit. I couldn't really participate in Bringo. It looked like fun. I really wanted to do it, but I just really couldn't participate in it. I had, I've got these pieces that really I need to focus on. And so I just went, nope, not going to do that. So anyway, one of the times, I don't remember how it happened, but I was texting Sarah Stitchamami, and she mentioned, I think she mentioned to me, she goes, well, she said, or I said to her, I'm not sure who said to who, but she decided that she would send me the night before what Bringo Call she has of the pieces that we're working on together, because we have several pieces that we were doing together. So she would text me the night before when it got called, when Carolyn Zook of Z6 Stitches would call, the Bringo Call for the next day, if it was one that we were working on together. So I thought that was really fun. I ended up calling it Buddy Bringo near the end of the time, because as she's been pulling out pieces, you know, there were several pieces that ended up being part of the Bringo that we've been working on together anyway. So one of them was Winter Montage. So I just put 100 stitches. Whoopee! Probably won't be able to, you know, see where they are, but I still participated in Bringo a little bit. So I filled in there about 100 and some stitches in the top border there. And this is Winter Montage, the little bit I've done on it. I'm stitching it on moss, like a 25 count moss, 1/1 full cross. I'm doing all the Janet Stever montages, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And I try to pick them up each season, but sometimes I do better than other times because, you know, that's how it is. So, and if you haven't ever seen Winter Montage, it's a Pain-Free Crafts piece, and they're all really beautiful. Anyway, this is the winter one. So they come in like sections. So, and I'm working, of course, on this section here. So I did my little bit for Bringo, and then I moved on to my pieces that I really needed to work on. And then another one that got called that we both have is African Woman with Peonies 2, which I'll show you the picture first this time. Give me a little, do it the correct way. Okay, here she is. This is an Artisy pattern. The artwork is by Frederick Bazille, and Artisy is the store. So this is not a huge pattern, so it should be more doable. I need to, you know, put it down maybe for a focus on a finish next year, depending on how much I get done with it this time. I'm stitching this one on a gridded fabric, 25 count, even weave. 1/1 full cross. You won't be able to see a lot, like I said, because I only just put just 100 stitches in it just to do my Buddy Bringo, and then I put it aside to work on the burst sampler or on other things that I needed to, that were on my planned list. But right here, this is so hard to see, but I'm filling in the stitches for the flower. This is going to be a big, huge white flower with kind of reds and pinks in the middle. So, and I've been kind of working it on a diagonal, it's just been fun, just filling in diagonal as I go. I may end up changing that if I get bored with it, but right now I've been enjoying doing it that way. So what you can't really see much of anything, but I did fill in white in here. And it really doesn't look like much, because not only because I didn't do very much, but also because the white doesn't even, you know, it doesn't cover over very good the grid, so you're still seeing the grid under it. But I did fill in quite a few more white stitches. So that is my other Buddy Bringo piece. Okay, let's see. Now, I almost forgot to bring this, and I had it in the other room because I was stitching it. And when I was getting ready to start talking about everything, I almost forgot to bring it. So this is my going to be my anniversary piece. It's also my Big Toe design, and it's called the Anniversary. And it says, above all, love each other deeply. And then the names and the date. So I'm going to put our date when we got married, which was 1974. Yes, I'm old. And the date, August 3rd, our names. And so I'm stitching this for my anniversary sampler. So another family and friends piece. I got this one finally started. I was trying to decide on a lot of the, you know, what I was going to do as far as color and everything else. And I knew Chris loves blues, different color blues. And I noticed with this one that, you know, there's different ways of doing the coloring down here. But I noticed that it has like a lighter color here in the middle, and then the darker kind of around, kind of accenting it. So I like that, so I ended up doing this in like a darker blue and a medium blue. on a Bee Stitched Me Frost, which is 28 count. I want it big, I want it easy to stitch, I want it to go fast. Because there's no guarantee, you know, I want to get this done and hopefully framed to give out for anniversary. So that's why I'm doing it on such big count. Mostly monochromatic except for some of those parts in a more lighter blue. 2/2, 28 count. I don't have the 2 DMC threads in here. Next month I'll tell you what they are. One was a 3800, the darker one. The other one I think was an 8 something. So anyway, I really like how this is coming along. I really do. I know he's going to like it because he loves blues and all shades of blues, and I do too. So that's my anniversary piece. So I had a lot more than I thought, even though some of them were just little bits, of stitching. Okay, on to, I do have a little bit of stash acquisition, so I want to do that. Okay, the first thing is our local L&S is closing. So sad. It's been in business 47 years, but Jamie is closing the doors, and more than likely it'll be at very latest mid-March, but it could very well be earlier. Could be next month. So I decided to go down there. I went down there last week, and I decided I wanted to kit up a whole piece and do it in remembrance of my L&S. And so what I did when I got there is I looked around, and excuse me for only being able to show you the actual pattern. I have the fabric. I can tell you the fabric and tell you the floss I'm using, but they are packed away in my little backpack to take on the plane, so I can work on it on the plane, because this is just a little piece that I can get done and have another finish besides my first finish that I just showed you. Anyway, the pattern is blue work pairs. If the one whips along, I'm doing this one right here, the little birds, which I love. If that one whips along and I get it done really fast, which it looks like it could be done really fast, I have enough fabric that I got from Craft Center to do all three, which I may do, and just whip them out. So this is my remembrance pattern for my L&S. Just, you know, it's hard to lose your L&S, and you know, it's not like I'll be without it. I mean, I always have the bush, shepherd's bush, to go up to, and you know, I have pine needles too, which is getting more and more cross stitch, which could take over as sort of an L&S, but still I'm going to miss them very, very much. So I had Jamie just sign a little thing on the back of this pattern for me to remember, saying thanks for the memories, and then she put 2024. So not an actual signing from the designer, an actual signing from our L&S owner. So thanks so much for everything, Jamie. Okay, so that is kitted up. I'll probably be able to show you some of how it's, you know, doing when I get back. I kitted it on, she had some Zweigart Winter Moon, and I believe it was 36, because it called for 36 on this. Yeah. And my floss is a Weeks Overdyed Blue Moon. So, okay, my other stash acquisition was I got a gift certificate from a friend, commenter friend Sue. Thank you so much, Sue, if you're watching. And she gave me a gift certificate for Annabella's, and this is the first time I've ever used Annabella's. And so she's very, very good. She sent things very fast. So I would recommend that shop to buy. I got the second in the series of the Fabulous Houses. I'm not doing every single one. Whenever one comes out that I like, I'm going to pick it up. But I did love the castle one. I fell in love with the castle. So I did buy the castle from Cottage Garden Threads. And then also I had fallen in love with this newest Mirabilia. I would love to start this, but I need to finish up another mirror before I start another mirror. But anyway, I really like this one. This is Delphine's Butterfly Brigade. I think it's Delphine. Somebody correct me, is it Delphine or Delphine's Butterfly Brigade? But I love this one. Just love all those butterflies and her little fairy wings and her dress. Just so pretty. So I had to get this one. When this one came out, I knew it was one I wanted. So anyway, that was my stash acquisition for my gift certificate. Okay, on to plans, guys. The plans have to do with what I've been putting on Instagram and trying to post, and other Flosstubers have been mentioning it. I'm going to do full coverage February, starting February 1st. My plan is to, I'm going to do my 4 sets of questions, 1 a week. So you're going to be entered in a drawing if you comment on the question. And you can't know the questions ahead of time. I will post the question like on the 1st, on the 8th, you know, like at the beginning of each week in February. And you'll have that week to answer that question. It has to do with full coverage, and it just really has to do with how you like full coverage probably. But be aware that that's when I'm going to post them. They will be on my Instagram, because I doubt if like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to have a chance to do any floss tubes. But it'll be on my Instagram, which is hashtag colettestitcher, COLETTE, and then, of course, Stitcher, all together, one word. So if you look it up, you'll find it. And so I'm going to post the questions for giveaways. And so you need to remember that and look at that and make your comments, because you might win one of the giveaways. And then also I'm doing an acrostic, a little small, simple one, because I always leave in the middle of February and go down to Southern California to a lace event, a lace conference. So I can't always do something that's going to take the whole month. But I want to celebrate. I thought it was a cool thing to celebrate full coverage February. It kind of flows together good. So that's the reason why I do it. This is the 2nd annual. And so, everybody, and you know something? I don't know if I've got it here, which is wonderful. But I will post it again on Instagram. The acrostic is the word confetti. Confetti. Very typical of us doing full coverage. Try to use, if you just have one full coverage piece, feel free to just use it and try to pick something that goes with each letter. I have got 8 pieces because I do have lots of full coverage. So I pulled out 8 of my pieces, and I am using them for this acrostic. And you know something? I feel like I need to show them to you before I end this video. So I will be right back. I already did a separate video, just a little 4-minute video, but for those of you who didn't watch that, then I need to do this again. So here's my paper, confetti, and my acrostic. So my first one has to do with the fact it's just the first letter of the name of the pattern, which will be Country Music Dragon. This is a Pain-Free Crafts piece, and the artwork is by Stanley Morrison. I started this as a Sal with Dizzy Stitcher and several other people. So this is one of the ones I'm picking up to do for the first part of acrostic for C. Okay, the second one is an old favorite, and I'm using the word O for olden times because I felt Lace Maker was a good pick for an old pattern. You know, looks like back in vintage days, a long time ago. So I'll be working on a Lace Maker on the 2nd day of my acrostic for O. Okay, the 3rd day will be noise. N for noise. And the reason for that is because I'm going to pick up Singing in the Rain. And Singing in the Rain is a Heaven and Earth pattern. It's actually mini Singing in the Rain, so it's a mini piece. It's not huge. And it shows those cute little frogs singing in the rain. So, and they make lots of noise. So I thought that was a good one, good choice for N. Okay, my choice for F was easy. I just did fairy. And I'm going to do Hibiscus Fairy. I'm going to stitch on her. And this is also Heaven and Earth, and it's artwork by Meredith Dillman. This one has some real pretty colors in it. So. Okay, my next letter is E for Evil Lady, and that'll be Maleficent. I'll pick her up and put a few more stitches into her. And I already showed her to you, but here she is again. That's also Heaven and Earth, artwork by Anya Kai. Okay, I got 2 T's for confetti. So the first one is Thankful. And I did thankful because I'm so thankful for my family, my past family, my mom especially. This is a picture of my mom and me. So, excuse the kind of, that was power save mode on that picture, so with all those lines and dots in it. But that's me and my mom. This is a picture that Stitch and Mommy designed for me. And I just love this picture. So I just immediately, when I thought of tea, one of the teas, I go, I'm doing thankful for my mom. So, okay, the other tea, I had to think about it a little bit, but I opted to work on my quilts of Cape Cod. And the reason why is Quilts of Cape Cod has a lot of trees in it. So here's that one, also Heaven and Earth. The artwork is by Jane Wooster Scott, one of those really cute, I don't know, I love these kind of pictures, like Cozy Cove. I mean, I love these kind. Tons of confetti, but what's fun about them is that you can work on them and get like outlines of a lot of the design work already as you work on it, just when you pull certain colors. So that's what's fun about it. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the other tea day. And then for the last day, which will complete 8 days, I'm starting February 1st, going to February 8th. I'm doing Indigo Blue. The reason why, and the one I'm putting for that is African Woman with Peonies 2. And the reason why is because right up here in the upper left, well, up here high, as you can see, is these irises, and they're in a blue. To me, kind of an indigo blue. So that's the last one I'm working on for February 8th. So those are my 8 choices for a cross stick, if you didn't see those on my other video. And I just would encourage you, I mean, if you want to, join us. Try to find some way of fitting confetti in the cross stick. It's not a long one, you know, because I can't do like several cross sticks over the whole month. I can't, because in my plans too is I'm heading to Southern California to our Winter Lace Conference, which is my annual lace event that I go to, one of my annual lace events I go to every year. So I can only do so much for the full coverage February, but I do like to emphasize it, encourage it, get everybody excited about it. So if you're so inclined, join us in the Confetti Across Stick. Please join me for my questions. Put down question, you know, answer the questions. You'll be entered in giveaways. And you know, I'll be doing a vlog style for my acrostic. So each day I'll just be spending just a few minutes and show you what I got accomplished on that particular piece. And again, this has been like just busy days for me. So, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting a lot of stitching done in these. Last year when I did my acrostic, I got quite a bit done on some of them, but I'm not going to guarantee that that will be the case this time. But they will definitely be the piece I work on that day. So hopefully I'll be able to show you at least several hundred stitches in it. So at least 200 or 300. So anyway, join us in full coverage February, please. And I'm excited about that. Okay, 2 other things before I end. This is me falling in love with stuff. Okay, the first one, it was like, well, quite serendipitous to me. I was watching Hygge Stitcher, Hygge. She's a Canadian floss tuber. I will link her down below. And she decided to do, I think she decided this, I'm not sure, along with some other stitchers, to do a Year of the Dragon sale. And that's because this year, the Chinese for the symbol for this year, or year, is Year of the Dragon. And she's going to start a sale on February 10th, which is the beginning of the Chinese New Year. And she held up a pattern, and I just went, oh my. Because sometimes, you know, you have patterns that somebody's given you that are like old, rare, out-of-print patterns, but you may not have started them yet or anything, but you keep telling yourself you've always wanted to do one pattern by this designer, and you will start it. And when I saw her hold this one up and she said, you know, I'm going to do this one starting February 10th, I thought, I have to do it. Even though February 10th, I am going to be traveling when I reach my first destination, which is staying at my friend's house in St. George, Utah, I am going to stitch at least 200 or 300 into this to say that I started it on the Chinese New Year. So she held up this piece, Teresa Wensler, the storyteller. So, and I've always wanted to start a Teresa Wensler, and I always told myself I was going to, but you know, other things got in the way. So I thought it was quite serendipitous that she held this up, and I thought, I know I've got that pattern. I know that's the one I have. So I picked it. I went through my alphabetical patterns, sorted. This was under Leisure Arts, actually, because I have the Leisure Arts ones all together because I don't have that many Teresa Wenslers. And it was there. So I said, I am starting this pattern on February 10th. So anyway, just wanted to advertise it also for her if anyone's interested. Hashtag Year of the Dragon Cell. And then the other one, I need to look it up and see if I can show it to you online because it has not come out yet. It's supposed to come out the 1st of February. Okay. This one just, oh my goodness. I saw Amy of Amy Loves Toads sent a copy of this to me, and I just practically fell off my chair. I said, I have to stitch this. So, and if you watched her floss tube yesterday, you'll know which one it is. It's a Cottage Garden Samplings, and it's called Symphony of Friendship. Okay. And just let me get this here because it's so pretty. Look at all those birds, those beautiful birds. And look at that tree. I just love this piece. Like I said, it's hard to show you on the phone, but I love it. So anyway, I'm going to start that one on the 29th on Leap Day with Amy. So if any of the rest of you want to join us, feel free to join us. We just fell hook, line, and sinker for that one. So anyway, I hope that I finished everything I needed to finish. You will be seeing me do, like I said, the vlog style. So if there's something else I did not mention that I needed to mention to you, I will do that. After my vlog is done, I will be heading to Southern California to my lace retreat and then to visit my sister. So I won't be back for a update probably for a month. And more than likely probably more like the 26th, 27th of February, if not a little later than that. So I need to show you my thankfulness for today, since I won't be back for a while. And this one just jumped out at me. Love this. This is by George Eliot. And it says, there is a great deal of unmapped country within us. Look at that. There's a great deal of unmapped country within us. Great deal of things that we have not attempted to do, maybe thought we were going to do but didn't do, or things, or you know, like personality traits, things that we want to emphasize, do better in. There's a lot of unmapped country in us. And so I would encourage you to, this month, coming month, since I probably won't be back for a little while, I encourage you to look for that unmapped country that you have within you. This may be the parts of you that you haven't touched yet that you might want to touch. So, because we all have that. Anyway, remember to find the beauty in every day. It's out there. And I will see you probably in a month. And, well, I will see you in a few days with vlog style. But I will see you in a month with a regular video. So you go, all take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.